Hello, you're watching Lucha podcast. This is episode 4 with fellow Lucha Scotland member Solar, aka Robert Whistle, aka the White Scorpion, aka the Deathmatch King, aka the Deathmatch King Lucha Scotland Solar, whatever you're going to call him. It's a really fun chat. We went way long and we shot way too much. This is going to take a lot of editing, but enjoy the episode. Welcome to episode 4 of the Lucha podcast. My guest today is Robert Whistle, aka Solar, aka the White Scorpion, aka the King of Caithness.
The real King of Scotland, mate. Let's get it right here.
And because it's, I don't know when you're watching this, but here it's night time, me and Whistle are going to spank you through scramblers right at the start. Keep it professional.
You chatting or?
Right.
Ready?
Sponge.
I hate drinking with you watching.
Good man. Yeah, so there we go. That's the worst episode so far. Normally I would ask people to bring a gimmick along, but I literally just messaged you there because I had the setup all set up because I wanted to test this microphone, and I said, what are you doing? You want to come and record an episode? So he's not got a gimmick. His gimmick normally is just being beside me.
I mean, you look good. I'm a carry because my back's sore after all these years.
Can you tell me about it? I know how much I strive to get to where I'm the. While we were doing the countdown to match 300, tomorrow was actually going to be 293, which might not happen. So 293 might officially become 299 as I do the countdown, but I'll keep you up to date on our social media. I'm going to call you Solar. I've never called you Robbie. I've never called you Whistle. So Solar, the unmasked Solar. He could have brought his mask.
I could have done my gimmick. I mean, what's my gimmick?
That was your gimmick, mate. I don't know how to start this way. I was just going to drink and talk bollocks.
So we can swear on this?
Swear what you want, man. Put it in naked on YouTube. Nobody's watching this. I've got a feeling that people might watch this one who haven't watched the other ones just because it's you.
Oh, because they know I've said things that I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, that or there was Twitter accounts writing about it.
I mean, it's just not a Twitter unless I'm getting shots taken out of me, is it?
So, is that how you want to start it? So, who's wrestled for? Don't put names out because I know who you are.
We're starting.
Solar's popular on Twitter. You probably had more tweets wrote about you in the last year and during COVID when you won the wrestling than you did when you were a wrestler.
Aye, that makes me feel like I've been a really good wrestler or a really horrible person. I mean, everything was getting wrote as lies, but still.
Well, what they say, you've been wrote about it.
Yeah.
Did it bother you?
When I was still with the exit, bothered me because it bothered me because it bothered her. Does that make sense? I'm at the point. I'm nearly 30. In fact, I'm 28 in 2 weeks.
On this episode, because that might be your birthday, by the way.
Got on a Tuesday.
No, got on a Monday.
Well, when this goes up, I'll be.
Your birthday tomorrow.
Right.
My birthday.
Yes.
Like, tell us about your depressing Twitter accounts.
Well, that's right. But you know what I mean? Like they just say things and like just attack me for the sake of it. I'm a big boy and I can do this, but like I feel like I'm insulting, but I don't mean it that way. Like my ex, who is the mother of my child, she like has struggled with her mental health for years, so like it really affected her. and then hang. She I don't know if I really should talk about this, but like,
That's getting too serious.
I like it will get too serious, but like,
Yeah, let's
change the subject.
Alright, so I couldn't care less. I read some of the tweets thinking they were funny, and then other ones were like, they weren't funny, but they were trying to be funny.
Aye.
And
That's what I mean, like.
it was just being mean for the sake of being mean. It was snide comments for the sake of being snide. But alright, let's not talk about Twitter. Let's talk about Source. No, let's keep it light. Let's talk about your serious head injuries. Mate, what we're going to talk about, there's nothing happy to talk about you. You don't even come to KFS anymore.
No.
Aye, so we'll try and keep it light. I keep looking at myself. The only reason I keep looking at myself is I want to make sure the levels are alright for the mics. You know what, I can't say it's great, the levels are alright, so I'm distracting myself. Maybe I should call that in. Normally I get through my wee list of when we've shared an in together. Me and you've wrestled each other, we've tagged together, we've done multi-men together. I would say 11 times, 10, 11 times I've been out and wrestled for 5 promotions.
Yes, that sounds right.
Actually, I'm not on the ball with but because this one's kind of half the cuff, I thought, let's just go with it. So, when are you going to be back in the ring? We just had your final match, but 4 months ago?
Yeah.
Because you've had to take a step away due to an injury that you're going to need to recover from. But the plan is to be back.
Aye, so I've had the surgery for that. I had it a couple of months ago.
He's a growth on his testicle.
You're a growth on my testicle.
Don't make me spit laugh when I get the electronics in here. No, but you had quite a serious injury.
Aye, so I can talk about it now because it's all like fine and dandy and stuff. I had 4 cysts on my brain that need to be surgically removed. Realistically, what they said to me was I could keep wrestling, but I run a severe risk of them becoming cancer. So it was like either stop when I did, and just get them removed in plenty of time, or just run the risk it. But I'm not being funny. I was at a point where I was like, right, I'm running Source. I was running Source. I was booking Source. I had other projects that were kind of in the work that kind of fell through as well. So it was like, plus I had a promotion, my day job and all that stuff, and I was like, I kind of want wearing myself thin anyway. So like, it seemed like the right time. But then I get surgery. I've already got. I'm not going to confirm where it is, but I have took bookings for next year, so I should be
Road trip.
I should be back in the ring by January 2023.
January dates been moved to February, just to confirm that with you, mate.
But we thought about it.
But it has just been moved to 5th of February. So it's back a week.
Okay. I mean, I probably should message them and double check it's the one.
But speaking of that, because, well, not speaking of that, but speaking of promotions, me and you text promoters when we're drunk.
Do we?
Yeah. So me and Solar had a night out in Glasgow, and we were at a stand comedy club. That was from well. And I was.
I remember the comment.
No, let's tell a story for it. So I get these gift vouchers for my birthday ages ago in the sat in a drawer, and I was like, where the fuck are these from? Like, I've never heard of this company. And I googled it, and I was just like, and said the name of this brand, a pub, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that wee pub in Glasgow is that brand. So I googled it that day we were going up to Glasgow, and I was like, I'm going to take these gift cards, just to see if they any good.
Right.
So we get into the pub, and the first thing the wee guy comes over, and I'm like, here mate, do you take his gift cards? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh mate, keep them coming. And made it rain, and me and you get smashed before we went to the comedy club. And then we're at the comedy club, we had the mad brainwaver. Let's message a promoter come back to wrestling and wind them up. And then the last couple of days later, I was reading through the messages like, oh man, how am I still booked?
Mate, there's been many days I've heard some of the stuff you've got away, and I'm like, how is he still doing it? Like, in fairness, I can't talk. I've pulled away with some stuff.
Yeah, most of the thing is, most of it was all tongue in cheek. It was all having a laugh. I also put my foot in the heavy that night when our promotion, and I think I've told you that story. I replied to what I thought was Soldato, and I replied to the group chat of a promotion, and it blew that group chat up. And the next day, I was just going about business, like, why's that 30 messages on that group chat? And I opened it, and it was like, mentioned me all the way through, and I was just like, why are you talking about me? And I scrolled up, I was like, ah. And then I thought, well, it's been 24 hours, there's no point going around and go and try to explain. So I just said, oh well, I left it out of the world.
Is this a promotion you and I both work for?
Yeah, no, just me.
Right, okay.
You don't work from there. No, it was nice of you. Yeah, it just happened to be you when I was doing it. So getting you back to wrestling, that's the main thing. Let's not have us faffing about anywhere. Get a mask back on. Start kidding on your son mad in the wrestler with your kick pads and your wee trunks.
I wore trunks and kick pads with a lot of mask or whatever you
know, get a mask back on, but
no, I don't, like, look, if I told you about my mental idea, I don't know if I published with Tell Us about podcast, but I came up with, I had this mental idea before the head injury. You know how there's always been the three faces of Foley? So you've always had Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and then Mankind, obviously, and like he was doing this thing for a while, where he would just like appear randomly in WWE. Like the Rumble was a prime example, he did all three of them.
Yeah.
I had this idea, I might have been half cut when I came up with it, of just doing like this indie version of it. So you would have, so like, it'd be common knowledge to me, there's a gimmicks, but it'd be, so I bring back Solar, you'd have your King gimmick, which I was doing because that's just the one I really enjoy doing because it's just silly. And then I had the idea to do a third gimmick that's not the White Scorpion, that I need to explain.
You don't need to explain it, you do not get any context to end on here. You know it one side, I'm not in the third. But so White Scorpion.
The White Scorpion. So it's not even White Scorpion. I wanted to do, I probably shouldn't say this, Paul. I wanted to do a deathmatch gimmick.
Oh no, you did, you told me this.
I did.
Stupid idea. You messaged me, he goes, I think we're doing deathmatches. I'm like, you stupid.
I know.
Because that's the one thing you want after having surgery in your head is thumbtacks and bits of wood get flown at it.
Do you know what my thing is? Like, nobody does it in Scotland to a good level. And if there's a certain person that takes offence to it, yes, I think you're bad at it. I don't care. And before I ask, it's not Jester. I actually think Jester's really good at it. But
Jester is good at it.
I like, there's a reason whenever you see him in an ICW main event, he does stuff like that because he's good at it. But I was just like, there's...
I would say, like, say if you're doing, like, Mount Rushmore, obviously, the American thing, but say, like, if you were doing, like, the main, like, not just nowadays, but if you done, like, your main 4 or 5 wrestlers of Scottish wrestling, I'd have Jester on it. Just because he's that iconic bad guy, he's done every family show, he's done all your bigger studios, like your ICWs and all that, and he's a household name, but he does like BBC stuff. I'd have Jester on it. Jester, Grado, I don't know, like, I've never put that much thought in it, but they're your kind of, do your big hitters.
Like, Jester, Grado, and let's be honest, let's be honest, the other one would be Drew.
Drew's a different calibre, he's like, I'm meaning of this scene. Drew, if he came back, he would boss this scene. He did it for that, he did his back.
I mean...
I'd have Kaylee on that as well. For the funeral.
Aye. Do you include Carmel in that bit?
I would say no for me, just purely because I've never done any shows with her.
See,
she's, I would say she's like if you went through periods of time, she chucked out as I started type of thing. We just bypassed each other. I think I've done a seminar with her, but I hadn't debuted in. Like the same with like I'm trying to know your other names, just to like your main guys, like say like your Coffee Brothers, who else? Coffee Brothers, Ian Thompson, Kid Fight, like see all the guys that are like your original ICW guys. I always see them as like the generation Wolfie.
I was gonna say, I'm sitting there going like, how's he not mentioning Barry? Like,
Well, we still collected, but I mean that I look at him as, let's say if you're going through high school, when you go on, they're the guys that years above you.
Right.
They're the guys that year above me. Whereas I would go, my year is. I would put you up there. Like you were about before I was. But then I go like, if you're looking at a generation. It's such a wrestling term, but the group of people from this group age,
like
for my group, it's me, Krieger, Lou. Who else is that kind of main group? Like, because like say like you're like that Angel Hayes and Chrissy and James and all that, they're behind just age wise of like coming through.
For your generation, somebody he's not for PBW, but for your generation, somebody I always think's really good is Griffin.
I love Griffin.
I think
his missus is mental. See on shows.
No, she doesn't care. Like, she's legitimately one of the strongest people I've ever met as well. The second show, the source show I booked for the Redemption, or was it the Resurgence weekend? I remember there's a bit where Dunbar jumps at her. She catches him like a baby and legit just launches him off a wall as if he's nothing. I remember it because I'm pretty sure there's a moment you hear me on camera going because I couldn't stop laughing.
Was that the night two? Was that the two-nighter thing?
I did the two-nighter thing because it sounds so silly, but I love a wrestling weekend though. Because see if it's done right, it's amazing. And not to blow them all in the horn, but I think I did that one well. Because
I think it was very chalk and cheese the 2 nights. I thought the first night was. It's that weird demographic for wrestling fans. The first night was slightly busier, but a lot quieter. The second night was slightly quieter. It was slightly less people, but every single person in that room made noise that night, which made it seem 10 times busier. 10 times. I felt more energetic going into the ring and hearing a pop or a reaction, they're just sitting on their hands, which made me do more in the match. And obviously at the time, wrestling fans don't get enough credit for the ones that go to shows and make noise and join in. And I don't mean shout your market chat, I mean join in, react to what's happening in the ring and go along with it. The wrestlers will always give you more, I always give me a crowd. It gives me something because you just want to reward it.
That whole that term feeding off the crowd, you genuinely do see the crowds in it. I worked he who must not be named. That's what I'm going to call him for now on.
I've never heard of it.
You'll figure it. He was English. He's not here anymore. He used to run Souls.
Right, so what be?
I don't know who we can and can't mention. I worked Whippy on a...
I'd always wanted to do a match with Whippy. Maybe Whippy would be a banger because he's such an arse and I'm such a blue eye.
Oh mate, he's so easy. Blue eyes, listen to you, you're classic.
I'm classically trained. I'm old school.
But we worked, so it was the same day as ICW ran their first family friendly show. It was in need of the Clifford incident, when the helicopter crashed.
I was there. Why was I there?
It was a family friendly show.
No. Were we picking you up?
No, because I went and did our show up. So it was a bought-in show for us, we still.
Yeah, it was in a wee bit when they called the One Comics.
Possibly, I don't remember where the ICW show was.
It was the first time I was backstage at an ICW show, and I came back because we were picking somebody up to go somewhere else. There was another show after that.
Possibly, because there was a bunch of shows. It was an afternoon show. Because I was there, and I was there randomly with Sammy Jane and Debbie Sharp, but his men I'm still with for, and they were obviously their best pal. But we did basically. Gilbert went on last I'm just naming his full name there. Bang. Whippy went on last when Grado, but Grado had come from his day job at the time, which was randomly it was a fire engine dispatcher.
A call handler.
A call handler. So he was doing his day job, and literally they had to waste time till Grado got there. So we went up early to the show and we did the meet and greet and stuff. But they got lost. So obviously Whippy was in Grado's car and they got lost on the way up. And Mark Coffey was meant to be wrestling Grado, and I was meant to be wrestling Whippy. And Mark, who people don't know, Mark is a massive troll backstage. He went on. Solar watches. So they arrive. And like Whippy's in a raging mood because they get lost and he hates turning up late and he's just getting through Grado and Mark's like, oh, you've turned up? That's when I change your card, mate. I'm wanting Solar and you've to work Grado. And Whippy's just going, for fuck's sake! And he just gets off his nut, goes, disappears, and then comes back and starts trying to plan a match with Grado that was to happen. But yeah, it was that awkward 5 minutes where Mark's like, he's had his run, should I stop him? No, I'm going to let us go. And then eventually turns and goes, by the way, Solar, you are on Solar, you're running too. And then we just had a cold match in there. But because he had such a bad mood, the crowd just booed him instantly. And I went out, the crowd popped, the crowd cheered instantly. It was just an easy, simple thing. Because I think we planned it in one spot, and then the boys just had a simple, easy, fun match just because you've got to be an arsehole.
I don't think I was wrestling. I was 1,000,000% at that show. Like, I think I was like just on the verge of debuting, and I do not know why, but I was backstage at that show. We were either picking somebody up to go somewhere else, or something. I generally have no idea where. I'd need to look up the date of that show and look at my dates and be able to tell why I was there. But
if you were there to help, you probably would have been. Because
I wasn't there to help. It was all done. I literally came in, waited backstage. We were there to get somebody. We were there to pick up somebody to go somewhere else. I remember there being like multiple shows going on. So you probably would have been maybe Fido had a show. I've no idea.
It definitely feels like one of those things where it's like, because it was an afternoon show. I remember that because I remember the Grado thing, and it just because I was the same. We did a 6-man where Grado get tied up in his singlet by Whippy, and just started flopping on the floor like a carp, and I just couldn't stop laughing. We were trying to get me, Griffin, and him are trying to see these baby faces, and we're just laughing because Grado being Grado. You can't even laugh at him.
I can't remember why we were talking about that show. What were we talking about?
Because I worked with him, I was just explaining like what he's like to work when, especially when he was somebody that's turned on. Like, you ever had that when you've worked somebody you can just tell they don't want to do this match regardless?
Yeah. Often. Like, because often people go, here I've got my own ideas, and I go, hey, guess what, we're doing a luchadors match here. No, but, no. Because you don't get it. For him to keep the score, it's 3-2 to me, by the way.
I'm on them more.
So what? I'm working my gimmick, brother.
When I walk in my work more and they ask me why do you smell of booze, I blame Lucha DS, and they'll look at me confused.
Just say, you'll see in 2 weeks' time when it goes online. So, subscribe to my YouTube. So anyway, let's talk about this podcast, by the way. Solar would have been on one of the earlier episodes, but I booked the first few people, and then I thought, well, days I'll bank the first 4 episodes, to see how it is, how it runs. And the first 3 episodes, the sound has been terrible. So what's happening is, I've actually looked up as to why the sound was dipping. So apparently it's because I bought the exact same mic, because mic 1 and mic 2 were the exact same mic. It was mic 1 was dipping mic 2. So let's say you were talking on that mic and I started talking, it dipped you out. Whatever way. So we now have a different mic for mic 1. The mic 1 is working different. The plan was to get you on, but I didn't want to get you on too early and go. So wrestling, because the one thing you've not lost in the time you've had to step away, take a wee time out, is you've not lost that love of wrestling, because you still message me all the time, like who you work with, what you're doing, and you still keep your footing, which you always have.
I love wrestling. I don't understand people that are in wrestling and don't like it. And I mean, like, even just liking it. But I did a show in England, and 3 people backstage were like, "I fucking hate wrestling." You know, what are you hearing? Like, seriously, like, weirdly enough, I went and watched Saxon Huxley, that show. Lovely guy, and had a great match with him.
Who's that big headed guy?
Big
Ross.
Aye, Ross. Aye. He's man's.
Shoot names.
NXT UK guy, because it was just pure.
Is he still in it? I legit never watched an episode of NXT UK. And that's not me shooting on NXT UK. One, I don't really watch the network.
Aye.
The NXT UK thing, I've never really got into. I think I watched it when they done the tournament. When
was it the Cup tournament?
God, I think I way back when they crowned the first champion.
Christ.
Was it Tyler
Bate?
That's it, Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate won it, and then I went through a phase where I was right in the NXT, but I said black and gold, and then I legitimately have not watched NXT since they stopped doing takeovers, like when they done a good takeovers.
Aye. So I.
For what you're saying, see, and next time I ever go backstage, you see, for COVID,
No.
Right, this is purely on the point you're saying. See, before COVID, we'd get into shows and I would go backstage to meet my opponent, and I'd go, "What we doing? What's the plan?" And they'd go, "Can't be asked." And I'd literally be like, "Well, we're doing all my stuff." Right? But see, since COVID, see if I go backstage, I've not had it yet. I've not had any since we opened back up. If I'm backstage and someone said, "I can't be asked," I think I'd be like, "We'll leave. Right now,
Like,
grab your bag, go, and we'll get somebody, one of the 15-year-old guys, I'll stand around that ring, blast it to burn it, give me one of them."
like I love wrestling. I mean that necessarily. Like, I'll watch anything. I watch Japanese, Mexican, classic. Like, I mean, soon as I say classic, I'm talking about Lufes and stuff. Like, if there's any kind of wrestling, I'll watch it. Like, I watch NXT UK. I specifically watch the Heritage Cup matches, or those style of matches, because I love different styles of matches. I love all this gimmick stuff. I've recently got into death matches, particularly Cactus Jack. Aye. But I've always been, not a lot of people know this, one of my favourite wrestlers is Mick Foley.
I like him, I've met him, but
Do you know why I like him? I like the fact that he was believable. And that sounds like such a weird thing to say, but like, so he took all these mental bumps, he like, quite literally took like years off his life. And he can't, like, he's went on record and said he can't even look at a computer for more than 15 minutes without getting like a severe migraine because of the stuff he's put his body
for the record, I don't dislike him. That style of wrestling, it's the same way, what's that one where they do the tournament of death? Aye. See that? That was one of the ones, see if it was in my back garden, I'd close the curtains.
Aye.
Not because I dislike the wrestling, it's just not my thing. It's
like,
just not my style.
Everybody has their own style, and that's the thing. And I've got to the point where I like watching other than like.
But I mean, generally, you could go, "I'm going to watch a death match tonight," and watch a bloody death match.
Like
And enjoy it.
It depends on the person. I'll say this, I enjoy people more than I do matches, does that make sense?
I watched Havoc win that tournament of death when they were all white and it was covered in blood. And they done the trampoline of barbed wire.
Aye. Well,
and see the whole time I was watching it, like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Couldn't pay me to do that. But Luke himself wants to do it.
What?
He's an actor, isn't it? You're not doing it. I'm going to be your agent when you come back. And you're booking, for them who's want to book the White Scorpion when he comes back, they need to book him through me or through the Lucha Scotland page, and I'll tell you he's not doing death matches.
Right, see, when I say I want to do death matches, I want there to be a reason for a death match. Like, so see,
Aye. Like a payoff to a storyline.
Aye,
The big.
Aye, the big, like, so, I like, see, like, the King and Sally ICW, I'm just going to use them because they are, like, they're that style.
Yeah.
See when that's done at payoff a feud, it's amazing, it's great. Like, see the build up to Stevie running through Havoc and Whippy to the King and Sally 4-way. It was great, because for the full round before it, Whippy had done all the death matches, Havoc had just won Tournament of Death, the whole storyline ran through it.
But he's done it. I mean, like the King and Sandy, I think he's done all of them, hasn't he?
He didn't do, he's done a lot of them, I think.
Andy's mental.
He's the one person on the list I've not had.
You know wrestled him?
Never wrestled BT Gunn.
Never gave me I've wrestled him but 6 times.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so, see what I mean? Like, so, you talk about, like, my generation and stuff. See, for my generation, I have wrestled literally every big name in this country, and some of the English ones as well, except two. One of them was Asian and the other one's Booty. And obviously I'll never be able to wrestle Asian. May he rest in peace. But I can have that match with Booty, and it's... Do you know what I mean? I'm like... I'm not a title mark, but match marks, like...
Right.
If I could have that match with Booty, because I know I could have that match with him, and it would just be that thing where people go, I wouldn't want to date me on once, because I think...
You ever spoke to him about it? You ever said to him about wrestling?
Oh, aye, like I've said to him multiple times, like, you're the one, and
Like he, between the 2 years, he can get it arranged.
Oh, aye, definitely.
You should have spoken respect for about that. No?
So, see when I took so the original plan for Respect before I had to retire was see the match on the last show where it was DCT, Bobby and ADM. I was meant to meet in ADM when I take the title back. Wrestle BT Gunn and then have to drop it to Luke King Sharp.
Right, so I had a number of dates for Respect.
Right.
So was that like the next 3 matches?
I think one of them. I think that was kind of the big thing. But like, soon I say I was meant to wrestle BT and then drop it to Luke King. They're meant to do like a Money in the Bank thing where he cashes in on me after the BT match, because he was always really good to me. Bobby was like, who do you want to wrestle? And I would just, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just throw names at me, see if he would try. I think my favourite, I thought to him, went, can you get me Dean Allmark? And he went, I'll see. And he genuinely messaged me that 2 days later. I was like, I can't get Dean Allmark, mate. He's not available for the rest of this year now. But I think he would actually attempt that, but alright, cool.
I think Bobby asked me the same thing.
What's it? Hang on.
No, I think what Bobby said to me is, who do you want to wrestle? And I gave him like 3 or 4 names. He said, can't have him. Because he'd already had him written. I was just like, so who can I wrestle? And then he gave me like 4 or 5 names that I can't remember who I picked.
No. Do you remember when you wrestled for Respect?
I do, because it was a low set roof. It was one of my favourite matches. Because we'd done the thing right at the start, where I was like, see, start this match, let's just go for it. Like, and make everybody believe that there was heat between us.
Aye.
Because when that match started, nobody was expecting the start we'd done. I think they were all expecting your international and it started to just went for it.
I think what helped it as well was because my music fucked up. So before I went in, my music, like they'd made a mess up, like my music was on like a different file and they couldn't find it, so they ended up just playing a random track that wasn't my music, so I went out, cut a angry promo basically saying how this is typical Respect, ran by imbeciles and all this kind of stuff, and then you came out and then with a hot start, it helped. And I remember it because also we did the match, we went backstage and the sound guy was ready for an argument with me. Because he was like,
he was expecting you to cut promo on him.
I expect me to go through and all that stuff, and I just went backstage and went, that music no one worked really well with that match. I wish we planned that. And then
our wee venue was brilliant, but it was always crammed. I wrestled Dewar, wrestled Jason Reader, and I wrestled, oh my god, who did I wrestle? I 619'd a kid in that venue, round the ring post. So I done a bit in the corner, where I think it was Dave for KFS. So I done a bit in the corner, bumped him down, fed into the corner, he's hanging in the corner, and I'm doing a 619 round the ring post. And as I'm doing a 619 round the ring post, a kid was running by and a 619 the kid. So it was a great venue. Absolutely creamed the kid with a 619. I'm pretty sure there's footage of it. And I'm at a point now where I'd be like, oh, don't want him to see that, I kicked away. Whereas they're like, oh, give me that footage. But I love respect.
Speaking of silly things you've done, do you remember your debut?
Were they attack one?
Yes.
Aye, something.
Aye, so I probably shouldn't admit it.
It was atrocious.
Oh, it was. So me, Viper, and Bobby Roberts went along because
Drinking game.
I'm really. I don't care anymore. Like, this will be funny because it's not like it's going to affect them.
Alright, there's a couple of promos on WWE Superstar.
It's like, so obviously we were playing drinking games and we had weird rules, and one.
That's just going to be a clip on YouTube, by the way.
And then obviously the rule was like if there's an awkward, silly botch because it's somebody's match, you need to down your drink. And I had a can, she had a can, and it was you that made the mess up, and that's why I remember it. Because you messed something up in the ring, like somebody like was out of community, it was like a blatant fuck up. We had our cans, and we turned to Bobby Roberts, who only had a bottle of Mad Dog left.
Yeah.
And he went, no, I can't. And the exact words was Viper going, "Damn the rules, get it downed." And he tried to down this bottle of Mad Dog after like 12 beers. Tried to buy raffle tickets. While the raffle was happening,
That's right, I don't know if you're shit with that.
and then he passed out on the train back to Glasgow, threw up in what's it called? So Glasgow Central, and then there's the other station, Glasgow Queen Street, is it?
Yeah.
I threw up on the platform in Glasgow Queen Street. DCT and Simon Cassidy were raised, and they were able to be big enough to hold him. Threw him into the lift. He threw it on the lift again. They two hung him up. DCT, as we spoke to about the security, the ticket inspectors, like he's got a ticket. He's in no fit state to hand you a ticket. So can we just get him first bar and get him home? Aye, it's fine. They two carry him through the cell tank, and before they stop, DCT turns, looks Inspector in the eye and goes, "My friend's just been sick in your lift." Merry Christmas, and walks away.
I can remember the botch. I'll tell you exactly what the botch was. Well, right at the end of the match, was when I round robin the finishers, and it lands with me in the top rope. When I did a big, here it is, folks. Watch me, here it comes. And I go, oh. And it was Jonathan Richards that was lying on the mat. And I was like, he's getting done. And then just as I get in the full stand-up position, I slip. And I had 2-footed in the ring. And I like panicked. Greenness grabs for the day. So I just hit my elbow drop. Boom! So I've done this big pose, tap rope, jump down, land on feet, elbow drop, 1, 2, 3. That's the finish of the match. It was awful. So here's the flip side of that. So I just threw a tucking at the end. And everybody's looking at buzzing. First time, first match, everybody's high as a kite. And I got and I'm like, oh, bodge, man. And promoter comes through. He's like, the fuck was that? The fuck was the end of that? And I just like, I flipped, I fucking botched it, and big Colvin's obviously on it. He's just like, boom, 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 just slaughtering me. And that's when promoter was like, so we're just going to announce our debut on one of our main shows. Just do that. Yeah, and that's when they told me I'd Mav for my first singles match on the show. Match number 1. At least that match was good. But I remember that. That Attack was one of the ones that like, used to keep me up at night.
I've got a match online, and I encourage anyone who wants to be a wrestler to watch this match, because you should listen to this story and take for it what you should never do. It's me and Chris Renfrew and Sweet Daddy P gimmick. It's the second time we've wrestled, and see before the match, he turns up with like a 24 crate of pear cider and just starts hammering them.
Yeah.
And I'm half cut before I even get there. And the worst part is, the booker of that show walked past us, saw me with a drink in my hand, and I was like, and because, I'll say this, because I was 18 and I was getting booked in ICW for like the Square Road, I didn't want to say no to him because I was scared to say no, because I'm like, if I say no...
He was a booker at the time.
He was a booker, I'm like, where does this go? So, you just do what you tell, you drink. Can you see as I got my way to the entrance, we are half, like, neither one of us should be in a ring, shouldn't be near a crowd, it's awful. And then, get backstage, like 4 hours later, like when I'm somewhat sober, promoter speaks to me and goes, "What have you learned?" I'm like, "It's incredibly unprofessional to drink before a match." I went, "Yep, that match is going to go online." And I'm like, "Alright," anyway, I'm just going to stay online for one very simple reason, and it means you're never be so fucking stupid in your life again.
I've never drank for a match. But do you know why? Number one reason?
No.
I did a bit of something in the ring, and I genuinely think if I had any sort of alcohol in my system, I would spew when I did a superhero landing.
Give a shot yourself in the ring?
I think so. And I also think I've done a journal entrance once on the show when I was wearing my Scotland stuff. And I genuinely was, oh, it's white. So, I have a rotten stomach all day, don't know what's up with me, I can't stop farting. I've been in the toilet 15 times, nothing's happening. There's a right, so I'm my gear, I'm ready to go, and actually go, like I feel alright,
yeah.
Like I don't feel unwell, I just have a sore stomach, like pure heavy, whatever it is, just something's just, and I'm just like, just need you for the next 10 minutes, not a fight. And I'm not kidding. So when my music hits off 20 seconds before I go through the curtain, you get a wee guitar.
I'm very aware of hello.
Yeah, then that's me, I go. So the music started. And then the heaviest fireman film life came out. So I'm just letting it go, I'm just like, oh. But I was just like, there's no way that didn't leave a signature. And I grab another wrestler and I say, look at my backside. Like, look, because if there's a mark, I'm not getting it. My music, like, I'm talking, like, I've got 4 seconds. And I'm like, am I alright? And I'm like, you're alright. And I'm like, didn't even look for the curtain. And I do my whole entrance where I'm basically keep my backside to the ring when I'm doing all like high fives. And I'm not turning. And I'm trying to get the ref's attention before I do a back flip. And I'm just like, there's nothing I can do. Like, the back flip's going to happen. It's going to be on watch over there. Like, something's going to happen. Does a back flip. Day about when I'm getting checked, says to the ref, yeah, by the way, I think there might be a wee situation, can you check? Does the thing when I turn round, do the boot up. No, you're all good. So relief. Does the match, it's backstage, first thing I do is I'm like, check, I'm like, oh, I'm good. The match was fine, everything was alright. And then, so that was the first half main. The promoter said, can you read the pictures? I said, absolutely bloody not. I'll do it at the end with the same posters. Goes to the toilet and spends nearly 7 half hour show in the toilet. But there was a bit where generally, I'm talking within 3 seconds and through that cut and I was just like, I've just shouted. Like, and I'm going out here in front of hundreds of kids. And then I'm wearing gear that's more or less is white. Like, there's no way to explain that way.
Yeah,
but no, I was alright. Right, we're 45 minutes in, this is probably a long episode.
This is not too far, let's get this.
Oh, yeah, two parts are brutal.
Oh, come on, mate, let's be honest. This is like the amount of crap I can talk and the amount of crap that we can talk.
No, but I'll just get you back.
Oh,
this isn't a one and done. I don't have regular guests. No, so keep an eye out for January date. For February. I just wanted to change because I'd planned a night out. And I was like, hey, that's my night out. And they're like, oh no, we've had to change the date actually. That's my night out. Need to book January.
No. Well, I think January's really hard to draw on.
I genuinely don't think so. Depends how you market it. This is my idea. Listen, all promoters, every single promoter I work for. In January, if you want to run a show, you promote them tickets in December as a Christmas present and go stalking for them. And you sell all them tickets as a wee Christmas present. And then in January you've got a show. And I can sell merch.
You cannot sell merch.
I can sell merch.
Because that's the issue, you can sell merch. Not quite seeing your wage packet and then your briefcase of business money.
The same way people say they put on a show in December because they don't draw. There's a Christmas night out, sell in workplaces.
I beg to differ. I've had a December show in the road. I sold it actually.
I think you can sell a Christmas show if you sell it as a Christmas.
18th of December as well, so it was like you couldn't even argue. It was like the start. No, it was like the same week as Christmas.
I'd done a show last year in December. Santa came out and bad guy was summer. Sent everything happy. Nobody say about promotion shouldn't do, but run shows in January. January's always dead. I think most of our work in January is 2 shows. And
I had a weirdly busy January one year. And I mean, like, I had 4 shows in 1 January.
That's crazy.
And I like it pure messed with me. And it wasn't. I had to knock. Because I remember this. I very rarely knock bookings back. Like if I do the way I kind of would do it was like I'd always take a booking, at least one booking on one weekend, and then if I can get a second one, I'll try, but I'd never chance it. But I had one Sunday in Glasgow, and it was one for it was like one in like I say Wales or something like that, and they're like, oh, you come down and stay the Friday. Do the show the Saturday, kind of like Cape Nest deal, and then go back up for Sunday, but there was no way I was getting back in time for the show. Sorry.
We're not talking about Lucha Scotland. I might add something. I think I saw it in the group chat, they did decline, so yeah.
Do I have an opinion on this stuff?
Why not? As much as you're not on the Masters New Year, still one of them founding members.
I mean,
I think it just messes up our graphics because I need them all redone.
You would probably need them all redone anyway.
How? What, because you're learning?
I mean,
Solar's coming back. Plus he needs 5 faces of Foley. Nonsense.
I remember it when you were at IPO, but you was like a deathmatch lucha, I'm like, cool. And you're like, no. I really like, do you realise I really want to work a thumbtack kickback match?
I feel like telling you my next match is for Big Massive Wrestling. It's not an shirt.
You're telling me after the podcast now?
Aye.
Ah, definitely. Do I know? Is it one of those ones you think it's going to be funny?
No, it's going to be a canter.
Oh, right.
But it's a Lucha Scotland match. And it's not so dark.
Alright, yeah, it's...
Don't rinse it.
Don't announce it. There's, not including the guy you want to add, there's another 2 members of Lucha Scotland. Technically, it's not sold out, so it's the other one.
The only reason I'm not announcing is because it might change.
Right.
But the original plans for me this one.
Do you remember him telling us like the original idea is they like to do like a 4-way mask versus mask versus mask versus mask match?
We done it?
No, like the loser actually takes a mask off.
I don't know.
No, I remember him telling me that, and I'm like, good luck getting anyone to agree with that.
No, I wouldn't have done it. I'm only taking this off my last match.
I know. You've told us.
And then up the road. They had duck curry. Can't remember bunch of items.
Do you remember after I get knocked out against Craig Anthony? And I say, do you remember? Because I don't remember this, but my ex tell me this. That
I remember the whole story, but I was going to save it for Craig in the podcast because it's funny, because he caused it.
aye, but is it true? As soon as we get back in the taxi, like, because obviously apparently we were in the ambulance, and then because
The whole best bit of the story is ambulance.
aye, but, like, is it true?
The best bit is the ambulance driving round, and I said you can't drop off at venues, you have to have my gear on. And me and you get changed in the back of the ambulance, so it drove round Clydebank, where we get changed and drank in the back of the ambulance.
So we did drink in the back of the ambulance, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the only thing I took out of the venue was my gear and my kid out. And I was like, oh, we need to swing by, I've not been paid.
It came up, like, I've still got the footage of how it happens, and there's a party that I genuinely, I shouldn't laugh at, but it's not Craig and it's not Thomas, because obviously Thomas realises I'm out cold and has to like help turn me out on my back. It's the moment where Kieran Kelly has visibly went, oh fuck.
Is that the 50 balcony?
Aye,
I think I've seen that as thing with his missus took it.
aye, because like he just stops and like somehow turns white like on him, and you're like, it's not you killed me.
Does he not do me, but you're for it?
I like because the spot, like I take the no, it was maybe like the Phoenix one, and he just pure overshoots it, and his knee comes out of my skull.
Watching on Simpson when Craig Andy totally debunks us.
Aye, oh no, like I'll try, and then I'll debunk it. We should get both of us on it and just talk about it. Like, aye.
Oh, my plan is to see once a day like these wee thingy ones. I want to do a Lucha Scotland one and get all 4 days. And I want to do one where the Caithness ones, we do it in the ring in Caithness. Because all our stuff can travel, all our stuff can fit in that box.
Do you really need to take Mel up to Caithness? Do you need a mountain of merch?
Oh, well, this is just for the footage. Aye, but I genuinely could do a whole podcast just on that Clydebank show, just because of how mental it was before it. The whole stuff for the ring and all the fans had to leave in the ambulance, but the best bit of that story is me and you in the back of the ambulance, driving round, blue lights on, because the guys went, it's an emergency. Well, me and you get changed, and I know there's cameras in the back of the ambulances, because they use it like, to protect the paramedics. So there's footage out there of me and you get changed from our luchador gear into our civvies while drinking in the back of an ambulance while it's going round corners with blue lights on.
Well,
that's wrestling, folks.
Well, I'm sitting there with arguably one of the worst concussions I've ever had, and I've had a few.
And then we recorded a podcast that night.
I've heard the podcast. Because I like, did you not say to me something? I was like your highest rated podcast at one point because it was just so many
people. So many likes. Because people thought you died. Right, let's wrap this up on the because I story to a bit beginning and end. Thank you very much to Robert Wishaw, Solar, White Scorpion. Not giving any context. Thanks very much for coming along doing this episode. We will have you back on after Craig Anthony comes on and debunks the story of Clydebank.
The story of Clydebank.
Thanks for watching that episode of Luchadors podcast with Robert Wishaw, aka the White Scorpion Deathmatch King of Scotland, whatever 55 times my game. Really fun chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, click subscribe. Yada yada yada. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Send me a message. Tell me how much you liked it, how much you hated it. Either way, I like it. So, peace.